Alright guys, I have been on the hunt for a new camera lens because I have been using this one for far too long. If you don't know what this is, it is the kit lens that came along with my Sony a6400 a couple years ago when I first bought that camera. I've been filming all of my content with this little lens until my last video, so it has served me well, but it just didn't give my videos that cinematic look and I wanted something with a bit more quality. As a YouTuber and content creator, I decided it was time to take my videos up to the next level because I want to give you guys the best quality content that I can possibly create. And this started my long hunt to try to find a lens with a 2.8 aperture that would be good for the majority of my content, from doing talking style videos just like this one to product shots, and I also wanted this lens to have a decently large focal range. The reason I wanted to get something with a 2.8 aperture or lower is because I wanted to have a better depth of field, which gives us the cinematic blurry background look that you guys are seeing right now. I am not a camera expert yet, but I have learned many different things after hours of research, and one of those things I've learned is that the lower the aperture, the more light the lens is going to let in, which will give you that blurry background look, which I think looks incredible for talking style videos just like this. Low aperture is also better for dimmer lighting, which is great for me when I'm creating content for different products in the studio. Now personally, I still have the Sony a6400, which is the camera that I use for all of my different videos, and it's currently $848 on Amazon. It is enough for me to create the content that I need to, but it is at the same time getting kind of old, so I would like to upgrade in the near future. My main focus right now though was just to get a better lens that would not only work for my current a6400, but also for my other Sony cameras in the future when I do decide to upgrade. I also wanted to find something that would give me that crisp cinematic look, but still be somewhat affordable at the same time, which is definitely tough to find in camera gear, especially with lenses because they are very pricey. But long story short, I finally came across the Tamron 24-75mm 2.8 aperture G2 lens, and this thing is sweet. This lens comes in at $899, which I know is still pricey, but compared to other lenses that can do the same thing this one can, this one is less. And I can use this Tamron lens for just about every single project I work on, and I don't have to get a bunch of different lenses with different focal ranges and different apertures, because this one can do pretty much all of it. Because it has a focal range of 28-75mm, I can create talking style videos just like this with the 28mm, and then I can create up close shots of different products with the 75mm, or even zoom in on some landscapes. And just so you guys know, I am currently filming this with my Sony a6400 with this exact Tamron lens attached to it, so let me know what you think about the quality in the comments down below. I think it looks great, and like I've already mentioned, we have that nice cinematic background blur behind me, and overall, I'm just really happy with the way this lens looks. I actually want to show you guys the difference with this tiny little Sony kit lens that I have versus my Tamron lens. So let's go ahead and pop this on and see what the difference is. So this is how my videos used to look with my tiny Sony kit lens, and as you can tell, it's a little bit darker and we don't have that blurry background behind me, and it also isn't a constant lens like my Tamron. This just means that the aperture on this lens will constantly increase when you zoom in and it will decrease when you zoom out, versus with my Tamron, it's just a solid 2.8 aperture no matter if you zoom in or out. This little lens can do quite a lot, but as you can tell, the quality just isn't as good, so let's go ahead and switch back to my Tamron. And that is much better. Now, one thing I do wish we had in this lens is built-in image stabilization. Because my camera doesn't have image stabilization either, it makes it really difficult to get smooth shots when I'm filming with my hands or even with my gimbal. I would have loved to see some sort of image stabilization in this lens because it would help me out a ton, but I guess it doesn't matter too much for talking style videos like this because obviously the camera's just propped up on a tripod and it isn't moving around a lot. In terms of the build though, I do love how Tamron designed this lens. It's a bit lighter because it's made mostly out of plastic, so it doesn't put a whole lot of stress on my gimbal when I'm filming. Also, it has a nice rubber seal where you connect the lens to the camera, which unfortunately I can't show you right now because I'm using the lens to film, but it gives you that extra peace of mind if you were outside and it started to rain a bit, then your camera and lens would be more protected. And those are my thoughts on the Tamron 28-75mm 2.8 aperture G2 lens. I am very happy that I decided to pick this up, and I think my next upgrade should be a better camera because my 6400 is definitely getting old. If you guys have any questions about anything I didn't talk about in this video, definitely comment down below and I'll make sure to get back to you. If you guys are interested in following along with my journey and you want to learn more about tech and videography, I just started a newsletter, so you can check that out in the description below this video, and I hope to see you there. I really appreciate all of your guys' support, and I will see you in the next one. Peace!